Chris Kattan you didn't like.
Kattan's all right. Just we had, you know, when you're in that, it's like being, I won't say it's like being in war, but when you're in a situation, everyone's fighting for themselves.
There's another great quick Norm story. Great quick Norm story.
Kid, Artie.
Well, Jim will appreciate it. They do a big Rolling Stone article about the Kansas City.
Ah, that was a great one, man.
They do a big Rolling Stone article about the cast.
I got about a good one.
So the cast of Saturday Night Live.
Right, yeah.
And it's everybody kissing each other's ass. So they ask Norm about Chris Kattan. And it's after pages of, I've never seen someone do better character work. Norm's quote is, he seems gay to me. He goes, I've never met a guy who said he wasn't gay. He seems so gay. But I guess he says he's not gay, so whatever.
Hey,
I love that.
What about Norm Macdonald? You're at war with him as well. You two don't like each other.
Warring with Norm?
Here's what Norm said.
Oh, good.
I got it for you.
Another one.
Chris and Norm Macdonald apparently hate each other. This is according to my notes. When Norm hosted Saturday Night Live, Chris did not appear on the show. Wow.
Wait, when was...
In November of 97.
Oh, right.
Norm said of Chris, I don't know, but to me he seems gay. Right. He claims he's not, but I've never seen like a guy who's not gay seem so gay. I don't find him funny. What can I say? Never made me laugh. What happened between... First of all, I don't believe you're gay, are you? I know someone you dated.
No, I'm not gay.
Yeah, you
and he's certainly had to have laughed at you once or twice.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a funny guy.
Right.
Well, that was the
I mean, your
Rolling
characters,
Stone
some of your
article.
characters are effeminate, so maybe people will think you're
right.
gay.
Like Mango's, like, you know...
He's gay.
Queer as day.
Right. So
yeah.
So is Norm a homophobe? Is that the problem? He doesn't like gay characters?
I definitely think he has a problem with
But give me the history of this. I love feuds.
Okay, let's see. What is, I don't know
you
exactly.
You didn't appear on the show for a reason. You just
No. I don't. I just think I didn't get my sketches in. It wasn't like I'm not appearing in the show.
And when you're on Saturday Night Live, I've heard this before. When you say you didn't get your sketches in, you have to write your own material. If you don't get it in, if
it doesn't pass muster,
then you're not on the show.
Right.
Wow, a lot of pressure.
Yeah, every week.
So do you have to hire separate guys to help you write material?
No. I mean, they're there. There's there's people you write with normally. So
right, okay. Because I heard some people don't help other people. You know.
No, some people don't.
Right.
But I'm not. Because I'm not exactly the easiest guy to write for, though. I'm not like. I'm not an everyman. I can't be the boyfriend all the time. I'm more of a freak.
So why Norm Macdonald? I mean, Norm is an easygoing guy. I know Norm. Why the dislike? Something happened.
Well, let's see. When I first got on the show, he was so nice. He and Spade,
right,
were just like so nice. And then I don't know what happened. He just started. Like Garth Brooks was, we did like a pitch meeting, and he started saying things in the pitch meeting like you don't want to do. Like Garth Brooks was a guest. Yeah, was a guest. I was like, I'm sure you don't want to do another fag sketch. Like things like that. People would laugh.
Oh dear.
I was like, why is he saying? Why is it? And then it got kind of old. Like Jesus, Norm, you're like another.
And it makes you inhibited in a writing meeting if someone's goofing on you every time you open up your mouth, right?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't care because I'm not gay. If I was like, some gay guy going, I don't want anyone to know that I'm just
right. And so the gay jokes kept going and going and going.
Yeah, the gay jokes kept going and going.
And then you finally said, hey, I've had it with you, Norm.
Well,
did you ever confront him?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, but it's like a playful thing. He says it's like a Jack Benny, Fred Allen, kind of a feud thing.
But you don't see it that way.
No, I think he's I don't know. But he this is what happened. We were on a flight together. We didn't plan on being together on the same flight. We were flying from LA back to New York to do Saturday Night Live, and it was a red eye, and he's behind me, and we're getting along, whatever. He's talking about crapping on women, or I don't know what he was talking about, something like that. Yeah, something. And it was funny because he was so loud, right? So everyone else could hear it. I'm like, there's crap on this girl. Yeah, and I'm like, laughing, right? Because he's a funny guy. Yeah. And then I wake up. And, because it's a red eye, and one of my shoes is missing. And I was like, where's my shoe? And Norm's like, hey, you lost your shoe, huh? And then he leaves. And I'm like, so disoriented. And I'm the last guy in the flight looking for my shoe. And I just, walk off the plane with one shoe. And all the stewardesses like, you are funny.
Oh, no. So he stole your shoe.
He stole my shoe.
And he's playing goofs on you. He's not respecting you.
Right. And then I took his jacket on a really cold night. Yes. And his assistant called me at home going, I got to get Norm's jacket. Please get me Norm's jacket. And she was like freaking out. Right. I was like, no, this is between Norm and I.
You can't play in this game.
Right.
Chauncey Hayden, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard, how's it going?
All right.
I've interviewed Chris before. He's a good guy. Chris,
Thank you.
Is it not true that Jim Brewer, your former cast member, had a problem with you as well?
I think at one point he thought I stole an idea from him.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So, man, there's so much infighting. You got to admit.
But they're really, that's it though.
Really?
That's
But
not much for
you know
like
what
6
happened
years.
With a lot of the cast members, and I think with Chris, do you remember that Rolling Stone cover came out and they only put certain members of SNL on the cover?
That was a big deal.
Didn't that cause a lot of strife inside?
Yeah, well...
Why, they only chose certain amount of people for the cover. It was you.
Right, it was Will, me, Molly Shannon, and Sherry O'Terry.
And you did the cover, and the rest of the cast felt like, hey, what are we, garbage?
What is this?
But why be mad at you?
Because of our characters, too. You know, it was like there was the cheerleaders.
You were the breakout guys.
Roxbury guys.
Right.
And Mary Catherine.
But aren't they mad or jealous because you guys broke out and they didn't? And don't they think that you should stick up for them and insist that they be on the cover as well? But you don't have that kind of juice.
No, what are we gonna?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only makes sense that they would be on the cover, but what are we gonna do? I mean, Norm wanted to be. There's a big stink because he wanted to be on the cover
by himself.
Yeah.
Really?
No, I don't know if he wanted. No, he wanted to be
in that picture.
I don't know. He showed up later, and then he wanted to be. He wanted to stand in the middle of us.
And you said no.
Well, it was just like weird.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Why are you
like who are you?
Like here, it's like my variety show. What?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I guess he thought he was the guy. All right, Chauncey, thanks. All right. Artie Lang, go ahead.
Hey, Howard, what's up, man?
Yeah, hey, Artie.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no, I like Chris. I think he's funny. But what he said before about that Rolling Stone cover is wrong.
All right, go. Artie's going to defend Norm, I guess.
Norm represents.
You know, you might be wrong.
All right, go ahead.
No, it's just that, Chris made it sound like Norm showed up begging to get on the cover of Rolling Stone.
Oh, no, he wasn't begging. He was just, like, assuming he was on the cover with us. And
Well, he was, though.
I know he was.
But he wanted to stand in the middle as well.
No. They were begging Norm to do it. And he thought it seemed weird.
He didn't want to do it.
Right. He thought it seemed weird to stand in the middle of all you guys.
Oh, that's true.
They definitely wanted Norm to be on the cover because at the time, I mean, he was the funniest guy on the show. Howard, you've said that a million times.
Right.
I think Norm is hysterical.
He is. I already said that.
Yeah, and so does Chris.
But,
I think Chris...
he made it sound like Norm's begging to get on the cover of Rolling Stone.
No.
You guys said no.
Hey, Artie, do you know why Norm has such a problem with Chris?
No.
What is his problem?
I don't know. I wasn't there when they met or all that stuff happened.
He's never really...
Well, you are Mrs. Norm
Wait
Macdonald.
a minute, you weren't there during the shoot either, but you know all about that.
As a matter of fact, I was, because me and Norm had already done the movie, and I had lunch with his assistant. We went over there.
There you go,
Yeah,
Artie.
I can tell you, Howard, it's Christopher Walken. I hosted Saturday Night Live
Yes.
several times. I think Norm is just a funny guy. He came up to me one day and said, I'm a big fan. I said, what's your favorite movie? He said, Chris Kattan's a fag.
Really?
Nothing to do with anything.
Oh, that's
I, for the
ridiculous.
record, have never heard Norm say that.
All right. Thank you, Artie.
All right, man.
Where are you today?
I'm in beautiful New Jersey.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
You want to hear?
Go ahead. Go ahead. No, you go.
We're on SNL one time, right? This is what Norm just didn't care about anyone. This a quick story. Pamela Anderson is on it. Every time a hot chick would come on, Kattan would go over the top to like, oh my God, he'd write a sketch. We're gonna make out.
Right.
She's hot. She's with Tommy Lee. Hammer, back off.
Yeah, right.
Come on. So he writes a sketch, and they do this sketch where it's the Twilight Zone when everyone's in pig face or something.
Right.
So that's the goof. So me, Kattan, we're all in it, and Norm is the guy who's got to go, imagine, if you will. And Norm doesn't read sketches, and he's a pro.
Right.
So he would rehearse it and go, hey, imagine, if you will, second time, and Kattan would go, oh my God, you don't even sound like him. Why would you do that? And I would stand and go, Norm, you gonna hit him back? Like, you gonna say something to him? You just gonna take that from this guy? Now we go to a dress show, which has audience, and it's being filmed.
Right.
And again, he starts punking into Norm on the set.
Right.
He's going, oh my God, Norm, you gonna do it right? It's my only sketch.
Right, you don't sound like Rod Serling.
He's like, hey, imagine, 10, 9, and we're on. Hey, imagine, if you will. He knew the deal.
Right.
Now we go to air. And Norm still hasn't said nothing. Every time Catan would say something to him, I'd look at Norm like, hey, man, you're my hero. What's up? Because if you're not going to say something, I will.
Right.
And sure enough, he'd give me like a wink. I swear to you, he'd give me a wink. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Live Air comes on. And I'm like, 20 seconds to the Twilight Zone sketch. He starts up again. We're mic'd, the whole audience is listening. Like, I can't, Catan. Norm, you better sound like... Oh, God, Pamela, you're so hot. Norm, you're gonna... Pamela, I can't wait if you ever get rid of... 10 seconds. Norm turns to Catan. Right for his head, he goes, hey, Pamela, did Chris tell you he's gay yet? And he's got all this rage because he likes being gay. Everyone, why don't you just say you're gay and you wouldn't have all this anger and be a pester? 5 seconds! And you wouldn't have all this rage and try to interrupt everyone's sketch because you suck this week. And we're on! Imagine if you will. I'm like, there's my hero. There's my hero.
See, he knew to save it for the live air.
Saved it. He saved
nice,
it.
and Catan sank.
I couldn't even get my words out.
Yeah, I didn't say what he said. He was saying he was being.
He was paraphrasing and being kind. What did you say?
Well, Chris is a great guy, but he used to bring around women all the time to the show. Big, tall women. Big bruisers. And he'd say, "Look, I'm heterosexual." I mean, he wouldn't say that out loud. But that's what that would be the caption on the picture in the New Yorker. Boy, those are funny.
So it was something related to his sexuality.
Maybe. But listen, if I call a person gay, that ain't no insult.
It's a good thing nowadays.
Yeah, if you say it's an insult, you're the homophobe, not me.
Correct. Supreme Court says so.
That's absolutely. Would you care to hear my Anthony Hopkins?
Yeah, I want to hear. I want to hear
From Silence of the Lambs?
Yeah, I want to hear.
You be
your
the girl.
impression?
You be the girl.
Jodie Foster?
Yeah, just say something.
Who recently came out, right?
Yeah, but don't put that.
I'm not plugging that.
Okay, so just say it like you're. I'm
I'm
Hannibal the cannibal.
I'm Jodie Foster. I can't do Jodie.
No, just say any line.
Okay, Hannibal, you're terrible. What have you done to these innocent people?
Clarice, I don't know what you dream about, but I ate a guy. That wasn't good at all. I thought I've never done it. Here's the problem: I've never done an impression of him.
Do one. Here's Jessica Biel from Flashdance.
Okay. So okay, Jessica, man, aren't you getting ready for your dance?
Yeah, I gotta go. I got a big thing tonight. It's like
Jennifer.
That much. My Jessica Biel and his Anthony Hopkins.
It was pretty close. They were pretty close. No, sometimes you think a good impression might come out. Did you ever do that?
What?
You go,
I didn't even hear what you said.
You go, man, I like this guy. I'll try him. Maybe it'll come out and sound like him.
It's the first time you try an impression. Like, maybe I could do Cary Grant. Yeah, I'm Cary. Nah, it didn't work out.
That seemed like you guys.
Daryl, where's Daryl?
The scene that you
Here's
guys
my
just
Daryl.
did, the one that you just did.
Yes.
You did it a few times, so.
Yeah, every time we try to mix it up a little,
It's good to do it less than more.
Sometimes less is more.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
it really is.
Sometimes more is more when you're talking about fat women, but less is more when it's acting.
Yeah, if you're talking about little women, it's better to talk more about them.
Yeah, less is less. With
talk
women,
less about heavier women.
But less is more in acting. But with big fat women, less is actually less. More is more. There's no hiding that.
It's true. Here's my impression of a big fat woman. Not very good.
Hey, fatty.
So how much longer are you guys going to be here?
What?
We're that's it.
Let's do a little from the Sunshine
We flew in for a half
Let's
hour.
Let's do a little from the Sunshine
We're here for another week, I think.
But next year the Sunshine Boys. You want to hear a little?
I don't know any
from
the Sunshine
I don't
Boys.
know. Well, they said we could add a little bit off.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to get together, get back on the road again. See, do a vaudeville act.
I can't do that.
Why not?
Don't you see I got all this paperwork to do?
Yeah, you're balder than anything.
Wait a minute. If I weren't 70.
sweet.
That's good.
That was
I got all this paperwork to do, and if I weren't 70.
Adam, I got to talk to you. You've been working with all these guys. But you've been working with Norm probably. You've been working for him with him for a long time.
Yeah, but Normie, no, I think what he's bringing up was when me and Norm, when we did Billy Madison, I said I would tell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's like the first time you guys worked together in a movie, right?
Yeah. Movie. I mean, it was the first.
That was our first movie.
Hey, we're right here, guys. We're right here.
Yeah.
Well, this is great. When I graduated first grade, all my father did was tell me to get a job. Hey, you want to feed that donkey some beer? Get it all messed up? Maybe later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Norm and I did the movie, and Norm is we didn't know each other's acting style. Yeah.
Right.
So me and Norm are best friends in the movie, and we're out at the pool. We're doing a pool scene. I'm Billy Madison, of course. So old Billy's gonna talk to you and Frank.
I played Frank.
You're gonna turn and clarify everything.
I get nervous with Normie behind me, but
Man, why did I have so many drinks I can't remember? What's today? October? It's Nudie Magazine Day!
So anyway, so I'm doing a scene with Norm at the pool, and I tell him, I say my line. I think I did it very well, and then I'm like, let me see how Norm, ping pongs this line back. and so there was a little bit of a delay, and I was like, old Norm likes to take his time.
Yeah.
And then
maybe it's an acting technique.
Maybe he's going deep for this.
Yeah.
Right. And then I'm waiting a little longer, and I'm like, wow, he's really milking this one. And then a few more seconds, I noticed old Norm was sleeping. Right? Remember that?
I got
Yes, sir.
You fell.
Oh, man, Billy, I just thought of the funniest thing. Billy? Where's Billy? He's in school, man. Yeah.
Asleep while the camera was rolling.
Well, they wanted me to play a drunk.
That's right. That's right.
And so I said, you got some booze?
No,
but also he called me Frank, and in my mind I was thinking, who the is Frank?
That's right.
You know what I realized with that movie as I was doing it? Because the movie was grown-ups, and I, in the movie, kept going, like, every time they were at a scene, I kept walking up and going, hey, guys, can I be in it?
Oh, yeah,
And
it was
go,
at the
"No."
beginning and end of every scene.
So I realized that halfway through, wait a minute.
Damn, no, it was the best. You
feels
killed
like
the hardest at read-through, too.
This feels like a guy trying to get in a movie. It was like I had shown up on the set.
In real life, I'm a famous actor, Norm Macdonald. But in this movie, I play an unknown man named Geezer. Hey, Lenny, you old son of a bee sting. I heard you were in town. You remember who I am, right?
Yeah. The guy from on Golden Pond, right?
Golden Pond. You still got it. It's Geezer. Well, Geezer, I play Geezer, who is me, actually. Geezer's just an old chunk of coal that, they're going to have a 4th of July fireworks on the lake, on a barge. Can I at least go with you guys to that and watch it, It'll be like the old days.
We used to do that.
Well, hey, if we didn't, we should start. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. Geezer's always like the odd man out. Hey, Lenny, you guys are all eating here. How come nobody phoned me?
Well, no, we just kind of ended up
You
here.
make me sound like I'm some wicked witch of Milan.
I
need sewn up for I do good things. I do charity for children.
Yes.
But hey, is that your wife sitting on the cracker?
Yes.
He wants to be a diamond someday, just like everybody. So I says to the judge, I says, if it lasts for 6 years, it isn't really a temporary restraining order, is it? Whoa, hold on. The idea was Fred and Adam were talking, and, instead of just having actors, just make it all guys that Sandler knows and loves, I hope. He loves me, because I love him. Hey, it's me, Geezer. I'm your husband's best friend. It's so fun to be around these guys, because Sandler is, like, hysterically funny. Chris Rock, David Spade, Schneider, Kevin James is incredibly funny. So being around these guys, it's hard. It's very hard for me to be the funniest of all. But I do it. I manage. Man, Hilliard's daughter is looking incredible.
Oh, yeah. The blonde or the brunette?
The hot one.
Ooh.
Finally, a man shows up. You like what you see?
Ooh, yes.
You're gonna have to catch it.
Well, I gotta go. I hate to leave you, but I'll chase him to the end of the earth. What people don't understand about movies is you have to memorize literally hundreds of words and then say them in a row. Lenny, I didn't get to hang out with you all week.
Oh, geezer, we're hanging out now, aren't we? I'm sorry, man.
You know, it's an interesting thing. You say sorry. You know sorry is not in the Bible? Please forgive me. That's the way they say it in the Bible.
That's cool. That's an interesting fact.
Completely true, except for the Bible part. So it's fun to be able to improvise because it's so hard to remember words in the order they're supposed to be. Hey, what about they're going to have a 4th of July firework. Listen, it's not as hard. It's not as hard as coal mining, but it's actually harder than coal mining. But I like to say it's not as hard as coal mining because it makes me sound like a man of the people. It's actually much harder than coal mining. Those coal miners, man. Huh. What do you call a kangaroo wearing sunglasses? Beats me. Usually on movies, you have to work with actors, and that's not that fun. But when you work with your old buddies, that's the coolest, yeah. Since when do you guys stand in lines? Don't you remember what you used to do without me all the time?
Backdoor shuffle.
Backdoor shuffle. Yeah.
We really gonna do this? Backdoor shuffle?
Hey, come on. Should I come along?
No, you just stay, keep our place in line.
I'll stay here. I'll stay here then.
Ladies and gentlemen, a sad moment in grown-ups history. We're saying goodbye to Norm Macdonald.
Thank you very much.
Never the grace to the shortest one.
Thank you, Dennis.
These broken pieces I hold in my hands don't have a chance to mend at all. Before they get thrown into chaos again, I try to pretend I'm whole enough to stand in this world, so I stay.
Too magic to win. I'll play you over and over.
Well, next Tuesday is Halloween, or as evil old people know it, Razor Apple Day. According to retailers, the most popular Halloween mask this year is O.J. Simpson. And the most popular Halloween greeting is, I'll kill you and that guy who's bringing over your glasses, or treat.
Ghosts, they don't fucking scare me. I mean, I'm not trying to say I'm a big shot, you know? I mean, I am saying that. I am trying to say that. I'm trying to say I'm a big shot. Now, I'm not trying to say I'm no fucking tough guy, but I am. I'm a fucking tough guy. I'll fucking fight. No. But I'm saying I'm not afraid of ghosts. And I'll tell you why. First of all, they're invisible and shit, and when you, let's say they go to punch you, right? Their fucking hand goes right through your body. So I'm not scared of that fucker. Like, the guy that scares me is the guy that when he punches you and then his hand doesn't fucking disadvantage, it hits you. That fucker, I don't like him. The ghost, I like. And then, like, you know, one time I went to a hotel, and they had a fucking ghost. Was there? Is it a ghost? Was there? And you think you wouldn't put that on the front of the hotel. Some people might not show up, not wanting to be haunted by a ghost. But anyways, people would show up at this hotel, and I had to fucking stay there. And anyways, it said there was this woman that was a fucking ghost, and her name was the woman in the blue dress, you know, and she haunted the halls, evidently. Anyways, I thought it was a reckless nickname, first of all. I would have called her the Ghost.
I think that was her defining quality. Nothing. I've seen blue dresses before. Nothing terrifying about them. But anyway. So the ghost shows up, and what is the ghost really? All they can do is fucking startle you. You're like, ah! What the fuck? I hear a ghost, you know. What are you going to do, hang around all the time? They're like, ah! You're like, yeah, okay. Because at first you'd be startled, but by, 6 months, you're like, ah, yeah, you scared me out again. I was scared again. They're like, ah! You're like, yeah. Why are you still here? I forgot. And they're whiny, those fucking ghosts, aren't they? Jesus, goddamn. They're always like, I've got to stay here. And you're like, why? And they're like, because unfinished business. I must come to peace with it. And then you're like, what about me, you fucker? I got the same problems as you, except you can walk through the fucking walls. I'd much rather be you, a ghost. Anyway. And of course, the most frightening is the Count Dracula, that fucker, the vampire. No, the vampire does not. The vampire is the oddest one to me because they go, listen, the fucking vampire is around today. I heard he was around. So we gotta get shit, garlic and all this other shit and everything, and silver bullets, and then we get a 2x6 and hew it, so we get the proper. And then we get a fucking wooden mallet. We got, as the beast descends upon us, we must strike him, in the center of his chest and explode his heart and kill this ancient plague, Because if we don't, if we make one small mistake, he'll bite our necks, and then we'll be immortal. What? What was that last part? What? I didn't hear the last part. And they bite your neck, and you get to be a cool vampire forever. Unless someone tricks you and makes you a pile of dust, which would also be a cool way to go out. But you get to be a vampire, and then you're sexy. So vampires are now sexy, which is cool, Women love vampires. You probably love vampires, right? I don't know what it is, but man, women love vampires like babies love stray dogs. They touch them somewhere deep within their souls. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what it is. I'm no doctor. Sometimes I claim to be a doctor, but it's all in good fun. Enjoy performing experiments on the human body sometimes, and if you like that sort of thing, you have to pretend to be a doctor. Pretty well the only way they'll let you do it. I have the suit at home.
Anyway. In my opinion, if we're going to fight the war on terror, a good place to start would be our country's haunted houses.
When I was a kid, I went to the haunted house at the state fair, and my dad did not want to pay the 50 cents to get in to the haunted house. And it was like this trailer with ghosts and stuff. And my dad goes, that's no goddamn haunted house. So I'm like, sure it is. He goes, no, it's not. It's got wheels on it. It drives around. The ghosts will come right out. It was like ruined it for me. Whatever.
So, unless you've been living under a rock, Star Wars. I do not understand why people stand in line for days and days and days. They can't see the movie in 2 weeks. I mean, they don't have jobs. In any event, so I went to see Star Wars. I have never seen any of the Star Wars, and I felt terrible about it until I learned that
I never saw it. Never saw the first one.
I never saw any of them.
No.
You never saw any of them? You never wanted to see Star Wars?
No, I never liked them. I don't like those science fiction because my dad always hated them.
And you know how you try to be what your dad, you try to be, you know what I mean? And I remember when I was a kid, I watched that Twilight Zone. Remember that show?
Yeah.
And oh my God, my dad hated it because it was too fantastical, and he thought I should be doing the chores. And I remember one time, me and my brother were watching Star Wars.
My son was. Have you ever seen Star Wars?
This goes on. That's Norm.
We only have 2 more minutes.
I was just giving you a little backstory, but me and my brother were watching the Twilight Zone, and then my dad walked by, and we were watching, and we were all excited about this Twilight Zone, and then my dad walked by, and he looked at, like, the screen, and he said, I suppose this one's a goddamn ghost.
Oh, well, that was funny. Okay. Anyway, we're going to give our quick review.
Life's too short to exercise. I'm just going to be honest. There are so many better things to do than exercise. We have finite time on this earth. The exercise is such a conspiracy. They go, let's say you spend an hour on a treadmill every day.
So you're working out now and stuff, right?
Yeah, how about you?
I worked out a couple times. I liked it when I was young. I didn't have, you didn't have to work out. You were just in good shape.
all
you know
the
what I'm
time,
saying?
yeah.
And I was in my best shape back then. I think I was in my, seriously, when I was like, when I was 1. That's when I
reached your peak when you were 1.
My God, I look great. I mean, you wouldn't know me now. You see me back then. I was young and fresh.
Can imagine. I can imagine.
Even for my age, people would come up to me and go, what, are you 0? But I go to this doctor, and he gives me, like, they always give me these crazy things. And so he said, I want to, like, test out your body fat.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, I'm a really skinny guy. Yeah. Like, my whole life I've been skinny. I've been self-conscious about it, you know? Self-conscious.
Right.
And I always had problems with those words. I always thought conscience.
I know.
Was conscious.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. This is not an elevator with Shriners, so just relax.
So the guy, I said, I don't need no body fat thing, man. I'm a really skinny guy. So he puts these calipers on me,
right.
You know, and he tests me out. Comes back, turns out I'm fat as well as skinny.
Seems unlikely, doesn't it?
He explained it to me. I'm skinny, but also fat. Like I'm bones and then fat. Yeah. Around the bones. I have a horrible body. So the guy tells me, you got to get to one of them gyms.
Oh,
you know?
start working out a little bit. Yeah.
So I go to the gym, and holy Lord, have you ever been to one of these?
No, I don't.
They're crazy. Yeah. You got to they got the weights, you know. Yeah. That's the big thing.
The big
weights.
Weight machines, sure.
So you got to lift the weight. It's really heavy, and then you got to put it down. Then afterwards, lift it again right away. And it's endless. It's like hundreds of lifting. And then afterwards, you're just like sore and you're not big at all. And I don't want to be big. I have no use for being big. Yeah. I'm just a guy. I watch some TV. I eat a fish sandwich. I don't got to be big. I don't need abs. What am I going to do with abs? I could show them to my friends. I go, hey, look on my belly. What I got here? Some abs. What are you looking at?
Well, nothing. I'm just, but maybe if you worked out a little bit, perhaps Shriners would leave you alone. That wouldn't be a problem at all. Tough.
New songs on the radio sounding fake. Prince and Genesis for better anyway.
I don't work out. I'm a weak man. You know that, Dennis.
Well, listen, you and I were on the Mount Olympus of weakness.
And not just physically.
Oh, no, in every way.
In every single way. So I told the guy that, and he said he couldn't do anything except for the physical part. But I don't know if he was the best trainer anyway. He was smoking a butt the whole time.
No, that's not good.
That's just a joke. He was a big guy. And but I told him, I said, look, I don't want... be big. like you. You know, I don't want veins. I have no use for that in my arms, you know, or abs. I don't want abs. I don't even know quite what they are. All I know is they were invented around the 80s. And I don't even know what you do when you get them. You know what I mean? Because you got to wear a shirt. You know. You just go to work and go, hey, you want to see these things on my belly? Everybody's like, no. But so I told the guy, I said, I'm here for one reason and one reason only. I want to have one hot ass.
One more thing about my impression of you that I just recalled.
What?
I had a chance to meet Johnny Carson because of that impression.
Sudden thought, when did sugar diabetes become plain old diabetes?
How so?
Because Johnny Carson phoned me and he said he loves Larry King and every day he reads the News and Views, which was the impression I did was your News and Views in USA Today. So I had a chance to meet Johnny Carson, which I didn't take.
Why?
He would tell me stories, you know, he could tell me stories about everybody, you know, that existed ever in life in show business, and then I'd have to go, did you ever meet Chris Kattan? You know, I wouldn't have anything to give back.
But he wanted to meet Norm. You missed the.
I should have done it.
You're weird, Norm.
I met guys though. I did an impression of you on Saturday Night Live. You know, your King's Things, bulletin points, and so I did a parody of that on SNL, and I only had to slightly magnify it.
This is News and Views. Here's my 2 cents, gang. If you only see one film the rest of your life, it should be Mickey Blue Eyes.
I get a call from Johnny Carson, and he wants to meet with me at his office. So I go to his office, it's just me and him. And he pulls out a whole bunch of USA Today's clips, you know, of your column. And he starts reading them. He goes, here, you take some, I'll take some, we'll read them.
Just in the office?
Yeah, just me and him in the office, both of us doing Larry King impressions. Look at this man compared to Johnny Carson at the time. You know, look at Johnny Carson. Get a picture of him 7 years before he retired. Long white hair, white beard.
He didn't have a white beard. Johnny always looks fantastic.
But would you like to hear my impression of Johnny Carson phoning 911 when he had his fatal heart attack?
I would.
Okay. Okay, you be the 911 operator.
Okay. What, I
Ding,
just say
ding.
hello? Hello, 911.
Yeah, hello?
Can I help you, sir?
Yes, this is Johnny Carson.
Johnny Carson from television?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, hello, Mr. Carson.
Okay.
What can I help you with?
I don't know. I feel like there's a yak on my chest.
You did have a lot of yak jokes,
Got a lot of
didn't
yak
you?
jokes, yeah. Well, have I ever done my Johnny Carson impression for you?
No, you haven't. And I'm sure this young audience would love to see it.
You can play along. You can be the 911 operator. This is Johnny Carson when he was having his heart attack. You be the 911 operator.
Yeah, okay.
Say hello. You know.
Hello.
Hello. This is Johnny Carson.
Oh, Mr. Carson, how can I help you?
I feel like there's a yak on my chest. Do you want to hear my impression of the
That's going to be you if you don't lose weight.
Do you want to hear my impression of the 911 call from Johnny Carson?
911 call.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But 9/11 was a national tragedy.
Yes, it was.
Why do you laugh at that?
You said me.
Johnny Carson died
at
80 years old. Okay, Johnny Carson died at 80 years old. Would you like to hear my impression? Would you like to hear my impression of Johnny Carson?
Call.
Johnny Carson's 911 call. Because he called while he was having a heart attack.
No.
Would you like to hear my impression? Okay, you be the 911 operator.
Hello, operator Mary.
Yes.
What is your 911 emergency?
I feel like there's a yak on my chest.
Hi-oh.
We would like to thank Andy Dick for being on the show, and to end the show, Andy Dick will be reading a joke, and then the show's over. Good night, everybody. Andy?
Purple socks.
Oh, can I do a Karnak?
I was trying to.
Can I do a Karnak?
Yeah.
You told me that we should go our separate ways, but now your life without.
That's what I was trying.
Now, do you know how to be Ed McMahon during this?
Well, you have to read
Okay. Mount Baldy. Mount Baldy.
And you read.
No, then you have to say Mount Baldy. You know.
Mount Baldy. Mount Baldy.
Yeah, Mount Baldy. What did Yul Brynner's wife do on their wedding night?
Last week on Larry King Live, Marlon Brando made the shocking statement that Hollywood is, quote, run by Jews. In response, outraged Jewish organizations made it snow in New York in April. Well, earlier this week, actor Marlon Brando met with Jewish leaders to apologize for comments he made on Larry King Live. Among them, that, quote, Hollywood is run by Jews. The Jewish leaders accepted the actor's apology and announced that Brando is now free to work again. While in England, where he spoke at Oxford University, Simpson had defended actor Marlon Brando's criticism of Hollywood Jews. Later, from his island hideaway, Brando sent O.J. a telegram which read, "You're not helping." In Cincinnati, is Cincinnati Reds owner Marge Schott an anti-Semite? Well, it is beginning to look that way. According to a report out today, on the entire Cincinnati Reds team, there is not one Jewish player. A group of Orthodox rabbis declared that other branches of Judaism are, quote, not Judaism at all, thus challenging the religious status of millions of American Jews. This week, that statement was rejected by Reform leader Rabbi Don Schonstein, who said, quote, our legitimacy as Jews flows from the richness of our Jewish lives, the strength of our Jewish communities, and most important of all, our deep and abiding belief in Jesus Christ. Finally, folks, next week, Jews everywhere will be celebrating the holiday of Yom Kippur, or as non-Jews refer to it, Wednesday.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, who's this Mr. Smarty Pants, he's one of those astrophysicists. I don't even know if that's what he is, but he's a smart guy who talks about the universe. He says the universe is blind to our sorrows and indifferent to our pains. Have a nice day.
I love Neil deGrasse Tyson.
No, that's a clever little quip, but there's a mistake there. Not a typo or anything. I mean a mistake in the theory. Can anyone tell what the mistake in the theory is? I didn't until I saw Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald caught it. He says, Neil, there is a logic flaw in your title little aphorism and seems quite telling. That seems quite telling. Since you and I are part of the universe, then we would also be indifferent and uncaring. Perhaps you forgot, Neil, that we are not superior to the universe, but merely a fraction of it. Nice day indeed.
Oh.
Boom, bam. So that's how our brains are conditioned in the Western world to see ourselves as separate from the universe, We're not separate from the universe. We are the universe. We're not separate from life. We are life. And there is no opposite of life. You go, what do you mean? There's death. Death is the opposite of birth. There is no opposite of life.
We're all interconnected.
They're all one energy. And that's what Neil deGrasse Tyson forgot, that there isn't the universe and us. We are the universe. So the universe really isn't isn't blind to our sorrows and indifferent to our pains. It recognizes it through us. We are the consciousness of the universe. We are consciousness expressed through us. So why does the universe even happen? Why does the universe? So it can know itself. So we can expand, create, look at it, and now we're the eyes and the consciousness of the universe. We can see ourselves. Anyway, I just thought that was pretty interesting that a comedian outsmarted a smarty pants.
130 years after the Civil War, the state of Mississippi has finally voted to abolish slavery. Representatives say they would have liked to have done it sooner, but they were delayed due to some awfully big cotton crops. They had some kind of big cotton thing. All right. In Colorado this week, Bob Dole warned that if Pat Buchanan is the Republican nominee, the party might lose both the presidency and control of Congress. In response, Buchanan warned that if anyone other than himself becomes president, blacks will retain the right to vote. Last night, the epic disaster film Twister opened to big box office and some controversy. The Reverend Jesse Jackson has called for a boycott of the movie, claiming that not enough black people in the film are killed by tornadoes. Meanwhile, Furman, who was expected to face disciplinary action by the LAPD, may get off lightly. Under the terms of a controversial plea bargain, the charges against him have been reduced to, quote, 1 count of using the word darky. In the wake of the verdict, angry Menendez defense attorney Leslie Abramson said the jury simply chose not to believe the brothers' excuse that they had been sexually abused by their father, and says she knows why. Quote, it's because my clients are black. President Clinton was in Austin, Texas last Monday, the day of the Million Man March. The president said in a speech, I am here to speak to you today because right now in Washington, D.C., there's like 1 million black guys. In Nashua, New Hampshire this week, a high school student, Chris Conley, while attempting to dunk a basketball, lost his balance, crashed down on the rim, and shattered 2 front teeth. Gee, I wonder if by some crazy chance Chris is white. This week, as America marked the 50th anniversary of Jackie Robinson's entry into Major League Baseball, there was a sobering reminder that racial prejudice in sports is not yet a thing of the past. In a shocking move, today, all but one of the 125 playing members of the Professional Golf Association has signed a petition to ban African American golfers from the tour. And now a correction to a story we ran last week. Prince Charles is actually the one in the middle. So we apologize for that.
I don't know why black was black.
Black is great.
Black is great.
Black is fantastic. Right?
Yeah, I mean, black is fantastic.
Even though, they're not black anymore. But then again, we're not white, right?
Right.
We're pink like his fucking asshole. We're all,
Seen it.
We're all the colors of Bobby's asshole deep down. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Roseanne hired me as a stand. I was doing stand-up, and Roseanne said, "Would you like to be on the show and act? You can be Lori's boyfriend." I said, "I can't act." I should have said I could act. Yeah. So anyway, she said, "Well, why don't you be a writer?" But one time in the writing room, she would give jobs to crazy guys sometimes, and she gave a job to African American I don't know what you call them. I call them African Americans.
That's those two words that are never heard in the state of Texas, you know. That's a joke, son told me.
And we're saying African American, and when you say that, it feels uncomfortable, right? To your tongue? No.
What are you supposed to say?
Well,
no, just tell me what you're supposed to say.
I definitely would not say the A word.
Right.
That's what I call it.
Yeah.
The A-A word.
Yeah,
African American. Can you do an African American accent?
Try, yeah.
Okay. We'll give you an African American. An African American.
Your mom is so fat she developed type 2 diabetes and congestive heart failure. Snap! Hey, George, my mother is so fat when she came to Vegas they had to build another hotel.
Guy goes, you got the do-rag? He goes, you know, I'm fucking my woman, you know, and I don't want to answer the phone. Oh, shit, it could be a job, and you know, and then you know, after you take the do-rag, you wipe off your dick with the do-rag, and I'm like, no, I don't do that. But everyone in the audience is like, yeah, we all do that. We all wipe our dicks off. You know the Harlem Shake?
Yeah, I've seen it on every single commercial.
You've seen it. Then you'll appreciate this joke. I remember back when the Harlem Shake was just a black fella holding me upside down off a fire escape trying to collect his money. Orange is the new black, but not in my apartment building. Kevin is the new black. But
presidential fact. Barack Obama is the first president to ever say the N-word as a term of endearment.
Yeah, that's not how George Washington used it.
No, I don't think it was a term of endearment.
No,
Today is the 11th birthday of President Obama's youngest daughter, Sasha, or as I like to call her, the uppity one.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm a regular mortal.
Michelle Obama has booked a cameo on the ABC show Nashville.
Start again.
All right.
Kids today, I mean,
You can't spell ABC.
Wow. Michelle Obama has booked a cameo on the ABC show Nashville. With this and her appearance on iCarly, I think Michelle is ready to start appearing in films. May I suggest my favorite film series, Black Ass Fuckers?
I found the secret to life is there is no problem that a huge... No, I found the secret to life, Bob, and this is it. There is no problem big enough that a huge...
that a huge what?
No, I found out the secret to life.
Yes, oh great one.
Yes, and it is this. There is no problem big enough that a huge black cock cannot fix.
Dr. Dre announced that he's the first hip-hop billionaire, a regular J. Paul Ghetto.
Two businessmen bought the Milwaukee Bucks for $550 million. They are very excited with their purchase, as this is the only legal way to own black people. Now that is here, and I read that.
Well, you're not there. You know how businessmen are racist?
They are.
Yeah, so it's them being racist.
They
not
are.
You.
The two businessmen that bought the Milwaukee Bucks for $550 million are racist, according
they're
to this.
fine, man. Well, here's actually a joke about Donald Sterling.
Oh, good. All the charities that Donald Sterling donated millions of dollars to are giving the money back to him. Well, that'll show him. It's not bad.
Never trust a black guy wearing a Dirk Nowitzki jersey. In Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals between the Mavericks and the Thunder, Magic Johnson said that Dirk Nowitzki is playing like he has 3 legs, which is a nice way of saying he's playing like a black guy. Show Oklahoma City's second-round NBA playoffs. Great dunk from Westbrook, though I'd be more impressed if he weren't young and black. Moscow Roy Jones Jr. is down. Boring. If I wanted to see an old black guy get punched in the face, I'd look out my window. Eastern Conference Final in Miami, and LeBron crushes Kyle Korver in transition. Always shocking when a black guy running forward is faster than a white guy running backwards. Usually I pick the bigger, blacker guy. President Obama is a phenomenal player at basketball for
a president of the United States. But I think he's just mediocre for a black guy. Hey, what about bringing in Jackie Robinson? Only team with a black guy in it. That's not cheating? Where I grew up, that's cheating. Last week, Indiana Pacer Danny Granger called Joakim Noah of the Chicago Bulls a coward. Now, where I come from, those are fighting words. But I have no idea how the black community views them. Middleweight boxer Bernard Hopkins has caused a stir by implying that Donovan McNabb is not black enough. The two men have decided to settle their differences with an old-fashioned game of who cannot catch a cab.
Everybody's bringing up these licenses for illegals and that they need to have them. And my question is, where are they getting the license plates? Obviously, we're letting them register vehicles without licenses. And in this day of car bombs and stuff, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Thank you, Dan from Boise. Norm, what's your feeling?
Well, I know that the New York Governor Spitzer, I'm trying to get to learn things, but he doesn't want to issue licenses to illegal immigrants, you know, and I don't know how the hell you're going to get a cab in New York City anymore. I mean, it's hard enough, you know, for me especially as a black man.
Call me to say goodnight, kiss me once or twice, I'll never let go of you. Fold me into your arms, stay with me till it's...
Listen, Dennis, have you heard about this Huckleberry Finn thing?
I heard something about they wanted to take the N-word out, right?
Yeah, anyways, I wanted to bring it up before I forgot, and then we'll get on to my my projects.
All right, do you have any observation on it, any tweak on it, or just the cognizance of the fact that they want to...
No, well, I feel it's a thorny issue.
Mm-hmm.
No, that wasn't the whole thing.
No.
I thought you were going to go like, well, how so, or something.
Tell us more, Norm. Why don't you
I feel it's a thorny issue.
Yeah,
I'll tell
me
you why.
too. Why, Norm?
Well, you got Mark Twain, you know, and you're talking about, I mean, for those of you who don't know, you know, what I'm talking about, they've taken out the N-word, you know, out of many of the books of Huckleberry Finn.
Norm, they've taken out.
And so you got a thorny issue that I think I have a solution to. Do you want to hear it?
Oh, man. Never anything more.
Well, the thorny issue is this.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to take, you know, Mark Twain, you know, one of the greatest writer ever to brush paper with ink, you know, and change his words, for God's sake. On the other side of the coin, you don't want to have a young African American boy in school, you know, hearing that word out loud and causing him pain. So it's a thorny issue. But I figure it this way. You've read Huckleberry Finn.
You are so splendidly demented. Yeah, I've read it.
You know it's written in the first person by Huckleberry Finn.
Yes, I do.
And you know it includes the N-word.
Yes.
Therefore, you just change Huckleberry Finn to a black kid.
And it's like a rap song at that point, right?
Exactly. Everything's cool.
I'm against cannibalism, you know. As you all know, as any of you know that follow me on the Google space, WW, I have gone across this country with my anti-cannibal stance, you know, talking to people from one side of this great nation to the other.
Every year I put my toe in the Pacific and I travel this great land with my anti-cannibal message. You know? Mostly to young people. I try to educate the young people. You know, I go to the schools and I go, listen. You might think that you're going to be the cool guy because you eat a dude friend of yours, you know? And maybe you will for a couple of years, you know? Maybe you'll be the big man on campus. Oh, that's Jim. He ate a fella. But there's more to it than that. No, I use my time for you know what I do? I do a lot of charity work for things that people, I don't like arguing with people, you know, when they have another opinion than me. So what I do is I pick very popular opinions and then I work for those people. And what I was going to say was that as a anti-cannibal guy, it would never occur to me to do the same thing as she does with her tofurkey. I would not take all my delicious cheese sandwiches and fashion them into the shape of some old rotting corpse of some dude and then eat that. That would make it less tasty than the cheese sandwich itself, to me. But listen, it's easy to go around saying, hey, I'm against cannibalism. Oh, I'm anti-cannibalism. Look at me. I'm better than everybody else, you know. I know it's easy to say because I say it every day to people. But actually, when you think about it, you don't really know how you're going to, you know, how your cannibalism beliefs are going to stand up under when it comes up. Because you'll notice in life, cannibalism rarely comes up. There's always some cheese sandwiches around you can find, you know? But what about when you're in the Andes? Now, then all bets are off. You have to wrestle with your conscience because you're in the Andes. I don't even know why people go to the Andes, but they do. They go, hi, listen, travel agent, me and the wife, Ruth, you know Ruth, we're going, we got to get away from the kids again this year. We got to go to Island. We were hoping something on the other side of the Andes. Anything you got there? We just want to relax, lay on a hammock or something, and we want to go to a nice place that is separated from where we are now by the Andes. And got any small planes? We like flying in small aerofoils. In the dead of winter. You got anything like that? And they're like, yeah. So you get on the plane, and, you know, 20 minutes later, you crash into a mountain, you know, because everyone knows it's on the boarding pass. It says, layover, a mountain. No. So you crash into the mountain, and then, you know, you gotta wrestle with your conscience, you know, because, you know, you're down there, and the guy in 24E is looking pretty delicious. And so days turn into weeks, and weeks turn into months. Months, you know how time works, right? I don't have to explain everything. Then becomes now. So and then you have to wrestle with your conscience because you're like, my conscience. And your conscience is very, you know, if you don't want to wrestle with your conscience because, you know. So, although it's not as hard as wrestling with an actual wrestler, I find. If you have your choice between wrestling with your conscience and wrestling with a professionally trained wrestler, I'd take the conscience because it doesn't even have arms. And for wrestling, like the headlock is the biggest move. If you don't have arms. So anyways, you're wrestling with your conscience, and you're like, oh man, should I eat that guy in 24E? I don't know. It looks pretty good, but I don't think it's right and all this stuff. And then time goes on, and you get, and instead of just acting right away, which would probably be the smarter thing, you know, you wait way too long, and months pass, and then you go crazy, and then you go after Frank, that's his name, in 24E, and you're just, you're so hungry now, you're tearing into him, you're like, Frank, blood all over you and everything, you know? Anyways, and that's the last, and this is what you don't want to happen at that point, is for the rescue plane to come over at that very moment, you know? Well, you're like, what the? They're like, we have hamburgers and hot dogs here on the plane, and delicious cheese sandwiches, everything you want here. You're like, what? It's a lot of snow. And Albert Fish was born on this day in New York City in 1870.
Who the fuck is Albert Fish?
What?
Who the fuck is Albert Fish?
Oh, Albert Fish?
I've never heard of that guy.
He was known as the Gray Man.
The Grain Man?
The Gray
the
Man.
Grain
The werewolf of Wisteria.
You
know why he was known as the Gray Man? Because he was a serial killer. He slayed children and ate them. He's a cannibal. But when the police asked a woman to describe him, and she said he was gray in both appearances and demeanor. Very bad description.
This is like Arsenio when it was woo.
Yeah, woo.
We're on.
But anyways.
I'm pretending I know who Albert Gray is. I didn't.
No, Albert Fish.
Oh.
You're a New Yorker. So anyways, he was a child rapist and cannibal, as I explained.
When he says child
Jesus
rapist, you try not to
Christ.
laugh when he looks at you.
Oh, come on, man. It's not funny.
I know it's not, but I know you want people to laugh. When
But
you say
Fish boasted that he had children in every state. Now, I would not boast about that. I don't think you would. I don't think you'd do it. But if you did do it, you certainly wouldn't boast about it. You'd take that to the grave with you. But he boasted.
Well, they say they
Anyways.
eventually all sing like a canary.
They do say that?
About murderers, right?
Yeah,
they brag to a friend.
Right.
When Norm bragged, sorry.
But Fish, this is interesting. Fish chose his victims. He only chose victims who were either mentally handicapped. Now, don't laugh at this next part, please.
But you know he wants you to, right?
No. If you laugh at this next part.
Okay. And I'm not
Fish
gonna
chose
drink water.
victims who were either mentally handicapped or African American. Oh, come on. Why would you think that's funny? God damn, Fred. Jesus Christ, that was the worst part of the story. Okay, but why do you think he did that? What would be the explanation? Why would he only attack? Why would his victims that he chose only be either mentally handicapped or African Americans?
Because people in those days didn't care when those people were vanished.
You're thinking like Albert Fish now.
And prostitutes. That's why they kill prostitutes.
Exactly. Nobody really cares about prostitutes.
Well, it's like that comedian that would rape people at comedy club. No, in colleges.
Yes, Vince Champ.
They always said his great gimmick was that people would think who did it, and they never, because he'd go on to another town and another college. But when people say, "What about the comic?"
Yeah, maybe the worst gimmick a comic ever had. But anyways, but you were exactly right. That's why Albert Fish killed only mentally handicapped and African Americans.
What about, okay.
I thought you'd laugh at African Americans again, that they were.
No, because I know him. I know he'll do something. That's outrageous.
Well, it's kind of outrageous for you. But anyways, Fish tortured, mutilated, and murdered the youngsters. They were children. With a meat cleaver, a butcher knife, and a small hand saw.
Jesus.
God, you're.
This is the topical portion?
Yeah.
This is the birthday.
And then he solidified his reputation as the most vicious child slayer in criminal history.
Oh,
Though
you know who
barely literate, Fish wrote taunting letters to the parents of his victims, gruesomely detailing how he slayed, butchered, cooked, and then with great enjoyment dined on their offspring. He would inevitably declare that a child's roasted rump was the most toothsome dish in all of gastronomy. Additionally, Fish was a masochist, get this, and he would insert wool doused with lighter fluid into his own anus and set it alight for his own enjoyment. Fish was finally arrested, and he immediately began confessing to killing 700 children.
Get out of here.
Yes, and he was dizzyingly happy about it. Smiled as he described the grisly details of the tortures and the murders, appearing to the detectives, and one of the detectives said he appeared as the devil himself. I mean, this guy was a real jerk.
Now I know there was no Albert Fish.
Look who's here.
Who's here?
It's Norm Macdonald and Kevin Farley.
My God, so it is. Welcome, fellas. You were all paying it. We had mutual appreciation body language.
Well,
As soon as the mics went on, you completely turned all your attention on Farley.
Well, I was trying to.
Are you playing it cool?
No, I wanted Farley to get some talking time in because he's a good guy and he's only in America. Only in America.
Could we have Farley?
What?
Could we have Farley?
Yeah.
Only in America?
Only in America.
Right. Spoken by a Canadian.
Only in America. Chris Farley's brother Kevin.
I thought you were going to call me Chris again.
No.
Which would have been horrible.
Here's it.
No, I wrote a song for Kevin about his brother Chris.
Yeah.
Would you like to hear it?
I would love nothing more.
Very much like to hear it.
Yeah.
It's a song parody. No, I don't remember it. You remember it. It's based on the 70s that I'm not Lisa, my name is Julie.
I don't know if you've heard that song.
I'm not Lisa, my name is Julie. Lisa left you years ago.
Familiar with that song?
Yeah, I think I am.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead.
That is such a lie. No, you're not.
Kiss up to the
You don't have
guests.
to be. You don't have to be.
I'm looking it up.
Can I ask
let's
you?
look it up. Oh, look it up and you can play
Hey,
it.
I've got it.
Okay.
Boom, hit
Are
it.
you really?
Let's listen
Got
to
it. Stand by.
All right.
Here we go.
Are you going to sing?
That was it?
Very slow.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Well, we usually play them
It probably
start
is
to
not.
finish.
It's in about 2 minutes in.
I can't fast forward.
No, that's okay. This is good radio.
Yeah, we can talk over this. This will be like a music bed to our conversation.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think it goes right into it, so I can just.
Do a little
it does
dialogue.
dub
Just be
it,
like,
right.
hey,
Oh, you'll
Norm,
dub
what's
it
up?
as they
What's
say
up,
it?
Kevin?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting concept.
You
He
look-
may overlay it. He may overlay the words of the song with his parody.
Sweet.
Okay.
Which has never been done. Here it goes.
You're hearing it here now live.
I'm not Chris. My name is Kevin. Chris was funny. I am not.
Wow. That's terrible. Norm,
I wrote
great
that.
job.
What do you mean it's terrible?
In the first person, it's even sadder.
Oh, wow.
Can we ask you
Anyway,
a question
that's it,
about sort of stand-up life in general
pretty
that,
good,
that we've
didn't
never
it?
had?
Great. We got to do it with the overlay.
I don't think we actually need to
We don't need to say
ask
a word.
anything.
We don't need to say a word.
When you come to a different town doing a stand-up tour, are there certain things that? What are you looking at?
I'm looking
Her
at you.
eyes.
It looks like it looks like you're looking at a contact that's slightly off center. You know the trick where if you don't want to look in a person's eyes, you look at a spot right in the
Right.
middle
I
of
don't
the
know
forehead.
that trick, no.
No?
What a terrible trick. I don't even want to look at a person's eyes. That's an interesting part of
You
it.
do that, I think.
When you come to a different town, is there someone from the club always that picks you up at the airport and then ferries you around
Yes,
town?
but well, no, it doesn't ferry me around town. They just drive me to the hotel and drop me off and say, "See you in 4 days, buddy."
Is that what happens, or do they try to sometimes befriend you and show you the local sites?
No,
and-
usually it's an old fella, 70 or 75, and he'll drive me from the airport. He'll drop me off. He'll go, "You're on your own for 4 days now, pal." And I'll go, okay. You don't have to say it like that. And he goes, "Hey, you gonna stiff me like the last guy?" And I go, no, who was the last guy? Some fella.
I know him.
I go, all right, I'll pay you money. I'll pay you extra for what he didn't. I always overtip like crazy. You know, like I'll go, I don't know what to tip. So, I pull out a 20 and then I'm not going to go can you give me 15 back? Because the guy sees I have other 20s. Especially a homeless guy. Oh I just pray to God I don't pull 100 out somehow. I'm like, oh, what? Wait. I have 100 and a 1. I wonder what you're getting. And I'm keeping a homeless dude.
I don't think there's ever been a moment in any interview in 15 years in radio that I lost control so immediately.
Quickly. Yeah. I don't think we ever had control.
No, it's kind of a groovy feeling. It's what I imagine a sensory deprivation take must be like.
Back to you, Darren.
Just let it go. Just let it go.
When was the moment that you, as a young Norm, sort of discovered that stand-up comedy was a thing that could be done as a job and maybe was a job that you could do?
I don't know. When I was in...
Sorry.
See, that's a hard question. When I was in grade 4, I got a laugh in math class.
Okay.
Oh, that's a tough audience.
Because they said, the teacher said, there's this theory. It's called the reflexive theory of mathematics. But anyways, he didn't tell us the name of the theory. He wanted us to guess. And he said, this theory is if x equals y, then y equals x. And he goes, what would be a good name for that theory? And then I said, the pointless theory? And then I got a huge laugh.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Some people start in the Groundlings, Second City. Some people just pipe up with the pointless theory in 4th grade.
And math class.
Oh my God.
How about you, Kevin?
Kevin.
I don't know. I farted once and the class laughed. No, I don't know. I have no idea.
You're from a funny family. You're from a family where a lot of people, was there a lot of competition for attention? Was there a lot of love, a lot of fighting, sort of set the tone for what the Farley house growing up in was like?
It was all that.
Yeah.
We had a very sick household. No, I think it was competition. Yeah, we have 4 guys in our house.
Any sisters?
And it was, we have 1 sister, yeah.
Wow.
Barb.
And Barb's funny. Barb's probably the funniest one. But she's a nursery school teacher, and she'll send me texts but she'll come up to people and be like...
So she made a good career decision. She's funnier than Chris Farley.
Yeah.
She decided to go into that line of work.
High-paid industry.
Yeah. But she'll go up to people and be like, I'm Chris Farley's sister! And be like, all right, Bob, that's enough.
That's enough. Settle down.
And he'd be like, yeah, okay.
Norm, you're shaking your Starbucks cup as though you wish you had more coffee. Do you want the rest of mine?
Well, I drink a lot of cream in mine, so I don't
I have a lot of cream.
Hers is more like pudding.
I bet this is sweeter than anything that you...
Oh, I don't drink sugar, though.
Well, you're out of luck.
Thanks, though. Thanks,
okay.
That was
I tried.
kind of you.
You're welcome.
Kind of you.
Thank you for not being afraid of germs. Can we talk about SNL a little bit?
Sure, whatever you want to talk about.
Okay, this is something that...
I'll talk about it.
And I've interviewed you before.
I know, yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Did you talk about it this morning?
Did I talk about you interviewing me?
Yeah.
No, what do you mean?
Because I think you had an interview with my old radio partner.
Yeah, no, he wasn't, but yes, close. He was in the other room.
This is so surreal. Okay, where was I even going? Oh, no, this was the question. I wanted it to be a serious interview with you when I talked to you before, but it turned out being kind of weird. And this is the question that I wanted to ask you.
Because it was a very metaphysical conversation.
No, it wasn't. You don't remember at all.
He has no idea.
I was just joking. I remember it completely, yes.
The question I wanted to ask you was, there was a specific episode of, you should know, and your brother actually also, Kevin, were of the cast that was SNL to me. There's the people that go through the history of the show. There's a moment in your life when that's the cast that you relate to the most. You're at the perfect age, and you were part of that for me. I remember you were doing Update, and I think that John Lovitz was sitting next to you, and he was doing some sort of...
You two are 5 inches apart.
Right
that
now,
must be uncomfortable.
No, our knees are touching.
Wow.
And he's got that piercing stare. John Lovitz was sitting next to you.
It is murderous.
It's
a little unsettling.
No, I think it's I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Is it ravening?
It's
ravening?
ravening.
I'm sure that's a word.
It's positively ravening. Okay, no, I'm serious about this.
All right, we're back. Whoa, Kevin, whoa.
Kevin!
What?
That's not a funny topic.
Oh, sorry. I just.
I guess it is to dare, yeah.
This is nervous laughter, I assure you.
All right. Maybe I went overboard.
John Lovitz is sitting next to you, and he's in some sort of
John
disguise.
Lovitz was not in. I was never in the cast with John Lovitz.
Okay, then it couldn't have been him.
No.
But the point that I remember was that you, at the end of Update, took out your earpiece and tossed it down on the desk and stood up and walked off screen before the camera cut.
Oh, I do that a lot. I took off my mic and just went left. Yeah.
This was a particular moment, though, and then you also didn't appear in the goodbye waves.
I never appear in the goodbyes ever.
I don't know if you're lying to me or not.
No, I'm true.
Is that true?
You know that? I would never be in the.
Why?
Because I didn't because people would phone, go, the show sucked and everything. I felt like an idiot. Like, you go, hey, and like you're in one sketch for 5 seconds or something. And also, my job was done after Update. I'd just go and get some soup somewhere. But I always feel like an idiot, like standing there. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Like nobody cares at all in the audience. They're just waiting to go home.
That's one of my favorite parts of the show. I'm always curious who's talking.
What do you mean?
Oh, it is fun. No,
Who's
you're
talking
right.
to whom?
I watch that and I see people talking. Yeah,
Like, who are the friends? Who don't like? Oh, they're mad at that one.
Yeah,
That's
like
weird.
they'll talk to the guy in the band and stuff.
Yeah.
But,
See, I always imagined that was completely fake, and it was like doing the theater thing where you pretend to be talking and you're saying peas and carrots, and smiling.
Here's a
and
funny Saturday Night Live. It was right after 9/11.
Oh, God, I'm nervous.
This is Are you honestly?
Yes.
This is right after I was gone.
Sweat.
I was gone from Saturday Night Live, but it was right after 9/11, and so they had it was the first show back from Saturday Night Live after 9/11, and so anyways,
Drew Barrymore again.
Was Drew Barrymore? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good memory.
Yeah,
so they had the
the mayor came out, I guess.
Yeah, the mayor came out, but they had on stage the firemen, on the start of the show, and they were all just haunted looking, and they had Paul Simon sing the boxer while they panned across these people that had been to hell and back, these firefighters. So then at the end of it was also the first show of the season, so they had new cast members. So then at the end of the show, all the new cast members are up with everybody, with the old ones, and they're all hugging. And meanwhile, behind them are still like the guys, the firefighters,
sure,
all with their eyes like they'd seen everything, And then in the forefront, it's like, you were so good in your first show when you played the girl. And these guys behind them are like, I can't even begin to imagine what I imagined seeing yesterday.
Wow.
You played the cashier funny, Jody.
You'll get more than 2 lines next week. People are congratulating Paul Simon on the song.
Well done.
Guys, like yesterday, I dragged out a leg. It was only a leg.
That's your favorite memory.
I wasn't there. It was my favorite memory watching the show.
Oh, God.
We gotta take a break.
All
I'm
right.
not even kidding.
Norm Macdonald, Kevin Farley, Helium Comedy Club tonight.
Back. No. We're not
Oh,
done.
no, we're not done.
There's the
Tomorrow.
boys are staying.
Saturday.
Oh, my
Tickets at
God.
heliumcomedy.com. We're coming right back.
105.1 The Buzz. The Afternoon Buzz. With Daria, Mitch, and Ted.
In the studio with Norm Macdonald and Kevin Farley. They're at Helium Comedy Club tonight, tomorrow night, and Saturday night. Tickets at 888-64-FUNNY or heliumcomedy.com.
How long have you two known each other?
Oh, geez, Normie.
We've known each other since I did a movie called Dirty Work that Kevin Farley was in.
As a movie, I was in that.
I don't remember what you played.
Well, that was a while ago.
That's a funny movie. It's like it became quite a cult hit.
Yeah, there's less money in being a cult figure than you might think. Being a cult figure doesn't pay, unless you're an actual cult leader. That pays a lot.
That pays a ton.
That pays a lot, and
Having
you get a lot
cult
of ladies.
movie.
You get, as a matter of fact, you get all the ladies. If you're a cult leader, people speak against them, and I know they have their negatives, like everybody. But they get all the ladies, every lady in the cult. But the problem is they grow so hungry with power that they end up having sex with the dudes too. Like first, like I'm just having sex with ladies. Hey, you have to watch your wife have sex with me. The guy's like, and then later it's like I got to get more power. Have sex with the guy.
How do you know this?
What?
How do you know this?
He's accusing me of being a cult leader. Like you can't keep that kind of thing quiet. Now listen.
Okay.
If there was let's say a cult leader had a cult, and then maybe he had an accident and he accidentally passed on, God forbid, and they had they had they had an opening.
For a new
cult leader. I guess I'd apply.
Submit your resume at least.
Yeah, I'd go, listen, I can tell you guys what to do and make all your decisions for you. You give me all your money. I will be glad to set up some bunks in a barn and tell you what to do. I don't know what they do. I'd study it up. I'd study up on it.
Sure. Give it your all.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to ask another serious actual question, but I'm perfectly prepared to have it go absolutely anywhere.
Okay.
Did you find, Norm, that there was a real difference between the people on SNL that came from sketch backgrounds and that came from stand-up backgrounds like yours?
Yes, I did. The sketch background, right before I came, I mean, not right before I came, but the cast before the one that I was involved in had John Lovitz and Phil Hartman and Julia Sweeney and what's the girl?
Mike Myers.
Mike Myers. Anyways, they were all Second City guys and stuff. And they were all like actors. They'd do ensemble acting. And then my guys were Spade, Farley,
Adam
Sandler, me. And although Farley was a
Second City
guy, he wasn't like a regular type. He was you only looked at him kind of guy, which was like stand-up. Stand-ups, it's like, we don't want the other guy to look good.
Wasn't that a huge challenge for an ensemble show like SNL?
It was a challenge, but what happened was they were big. We'd play a lot of scenes to camera. Like Sandler would do a show directly to camera, or Kevin would. Sorry, Kevin. Chris would come an update and go right to camera and do his thing. You know what I mean? And it was much stronger because these guys were such strong personalities, rather than just like, sort of actors that aren't huge personalities. Like Farley and Sandler were the biggest personalities.
But one thing that came across...
Now there's no giant male masculine personality.
No alpha gorilla.
It just exudes, whatever.
There is in this room.
Amen.
But one thing that came across...
Well, it wouldn't exist in this room if Seth Meyers was here, right?
One thing that came across, though, with that cast was that there was a sense that everyone was having a really good time together. Everyone was friends.
Well, Farley always wanted to make everybody laugh.
Right.
Was he a facilitator of that
That was his goal. As a matter of fact, I think his goal mainly was to make Adam Sandler laugh on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And so,
you could see it a lot of times.
He'd go right in your face real close. And
well, there was a Pepper Boy sketch.
Oh yeah, there was that's a great. This guy Jim Downey wrote this sketch. Anyways, they wrote this sketch called Pepper Boy, and it was Sandler and Dana.
Chris?
No, Sandler and Dana.
Oh yeah,
were
yeah.
the Pepper Boys. And they go, more pepper. Would you like more pepper? And so then Chris, if you're not the star of the sketch, you just maybe do a little tiny part.
Yeah. His line was literally.
So Chris had one line. He goes, "I believe I would."
Why yes?
Oh no! Why yes? Why yes, Pepper Boy? That was his line. Why yes, Pepper Boy? So that was his only line the whole sketch. So the Pepper Boy guys went around to all the things, and I think the idea was they would seduce women while they did it. So they went to him, and so anyways, he got from wardrobe Chris a big giant red beard. Like this huge red beard, right? And then they come up and they go, "Would you like some pepper?" Some pepper, and he goes, "Why, yes, I believe I would, Pepper Boy." And like, so the whole place comes down. Like everyone laughs at that more than anything else, but a mile. And then the writers are like, "What?"
He literally went.
Norm Macdonald and Kevin Farley tonight are appearing at Helium Comedy Club, and I can honestly say I have no idea what the show will be like, but I think it's going to be amazing.
I think I know one thing. You'll be there.
All 3 nights.
If you want, I don't know that I have a choice. I feel,
You're going.
I feel
the cult leader has
cult-like. Yeah, I will be there.
Cult leader is spoken.
Wearing like a high-necked, low Little House on the Prairie dress.
Yes.
Okay, so would you like to go?
Opposite.
Let's give away some tickets.
Yeah, I'm trying to describe a dress a cult-like member would.
Oh, I see. Like a Quaker. You made it sound like a Quaker.
888-733-5105. Would you like to go? We've got some tickets to give away. Give us a call right now. 888-733-5105. If you want to buy tickets, I think there are still some available. You can check online at heliumcomedy.com.
If you want to buy tickets, don't phone.
I just want to go home.
Well done, everybody.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
Some of you may have heard I had an amazing week last week when I got married. And I've had such a great time that I decided to let them show the video of my wedding. So here it is.
Deal was cash.
Here I am talking about the caterer. He did a really wonderful job.
6 months ago.
Well, I never said cash.
The deal was cash.
Here, I'm sure this will cover it. It's from the spellings. What are you doing? Turn that thing off.
Connected to our senses. Found a way to let you in.
Probably no institution in this country is as burdened with the problems as the American prison system. Here to update is I'm sorry. Here to comment is update correspondent Norm Macdonald. Sorry, Norm. Hello.
Thank you. You know, I've always been afraid of going to prison, and I was thinking about it the other day, and I realized that what scares me most about going to prison isn't the loss of freedom or the stigma or even the separation from family. For me, the scariest thing about going to prison is, it's the anal rape. And it's always kind of puzzled me that they never seem to, touch on that during the sentencing. It's the worst part of the whole deal, and the judge doesn't even mention it. There's probably guys who go to prison and don't even realize what's in store for them, because they're not as streetwise as you and me. Can you imagine that? You're sent to prison, the first night there, there's the anal rape thing there, the next day you see the guy in a prison cafeteria there, and you go, hey, buddy, hey, I got a bone to pick with you, pal, hey. Let me tell you something, you were way out of line last night, way out of line. It's ridiculous. How'd you like if I did something like that to you, huh? How would that be? No, you wouldn't like that too much, would you? No. Let me just say, that was one of the most selfish, inconsiderate things I've ever been involved with. What were you thinking? Or were you even thinking? I mean, what's got into you? I turn my back on you for a second, you pull a stunt like that? It's ridiculous. And another thing, don't be telling Johnson I'm your bitch. I'm not your bitch. That's crazy. I'm not even gay. I tried to tell you that last night, but you wouldn't listen. No, you wouldn't listen, would you? I have a good mind to go to the warden about this. It's crazy. And you know what hurts the most, pal? You know what? I trusted you. That's what hurts the most. Well, actually, the anal rape hurt the most, but trusting you is second. A distant second, I'll tell you that. Anyway, I'm so angry I can't even talk to you right now. I'll just leave you with this. You got a lot of growing up to do, pal. A lot of growing up, I'll tell you that. Anyway, that's what scares me most about going to prison. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, Norm. How you feel?
Then what else do we have here? Oh, a curling stone. You know what these are made of? I always took them for granite. Last time I take a joke from Martin Short. All right. You're Canadian. You know, this is an incredible thing I read. The curling, which we get excited about every 4 years.
Phenomenal.
That is not a renewable. Do you know what those are made of? The curling stones?
The stones?
I don't really know.
Aren't they goiter?
I've always taken them for granted. Hey, we'll be back with more in a moment.
Well, how about them Winter Olympics? They're finally underway, so we've got a lot of great stuff to look forward to in the next 2 weeks, like hockey and, well, just hockey, really. I was watching last night, I saw speed skating, and my goodness, you know, could the outfits they wear be any tighter? Holy Lord. There was an East German woman, I swear, you could see the outline of her entire penis. It was... Oh, my goodness. Well, there's all kinds of sports celebrities in the audience tonight. I see.
I know that in this day, nobody's gonna change. You won't ever leave. On my mind again, I'm still not tired of it. Can make you want me. And I might act okay, say things will stay the same. Say I'm all out.
The Olympic Committee has been dealing with this issue forever. You know, back when I was competing in the 70s, they would, all the women, especially the Soviet women and East German women, had to get saliva tests. Right. Yeah, remember that?
I remember they would wear, their outfits would be so tight, sometimes you could see their penis.
Yeah. The Eastern Bloc.
I wasn't looking down there, but I'm glad you were. Yeah.